So welcome to a new episode with Cloud Conversations, and this time we have Jeroen Niesen. Hi Jeroen, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, thank you for having me in this show.
From the Netherlands.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think I should start with a short introduction of myself.
Let's do that.
So, my name is Jeroen Niesen. I'm a Microsoft Security MVP. I work at Wortel in the role as lead research and development for our cybersecurity department. So that basically means that I'm developing the cybersecurity products that Wortel has to offer, both from a technical point of view, but also from a commercial point of view. And I have a background in software engineering.
Really great. Nice to have you. And Azure, what time is at your place now?
It's 8:05 here, so not like too early. I'm struggling a little bit because I'm moving. I can't even find my headphones, right? Like on my
Yeah,
computer.
you always have headphones on. They're away.
So if I look a little out of sorts, I'm out of sorts today, but I'm happy to be here.
No, really great. Okay. Thank you, Jeroen. Really nice introduction. And you told us you are working in cybersecurity. How is that working in cybersecurity right now? Because a lot of things happening right there. Constance, can you tell us how it is to work in cybersecurity?
In short, awesome. So much technologies and stuff is coming together in cybersecurity. As I mentioned earlier, I have a software engineering background. I also love data and AI and cloud. And those three things come really close together when dealing with cybersecurity. Most of the time, the cybersecurity incidents are about a Azure Active Directory user or an Azure resource or an endpoint and so on. In order to investigate them, you can do that manually, but the amount of incident is so much nowadays that you need to automate that. And that's where my software engineering skills come in. And with software engineering, you can do a lot, but dealing with cybersecurity incidents is a little bit different than dealing with availability incident of, let's say, an Azure resources. You know it's on or off, it's available or not. With the cybersecurity incident, it's a little bit different. It can be a system administrator that is playing around in the network and causing a cybersecurity incident. It can be a user who traveled to a foreign country he or she has not been before. So there's a lot of investigation going on there. And that's especially where data and AI comes in really handy. So yeah, it's awesome. All cool techniques and stuff that you can use over there.
And you're also using like Copilot, ChatGPT, or what kind of stuff are you using?
On a daily basis, I use ChatGPT to generate documents, and I'm also a dyslexic person. So it's really helpful to create summarizations of text, having it writing my emails in perfect language. So it's really helpful for that. And for the cybersecurity part, I'm using the Azure Open AI service, as you don't want to put all the entities that come with a cybersecurity incident, like the usernames, locations, and stuff. You don't want to put that on the public chat GPT. So yeah, the Azure Open AI service brings me a private Open AI instance where I can use all the stuff that Open AI has to offer, but with the respect for privacy.
Great. And you told us you're a new MVP since how many weeks?
Since the 1st of June, so that is almost, that's actually 2 months right now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
How is that?
That was a great surprise, actually. I always was told that the MVPs were selected at the first day of the month. So the first day of June came and no email, nothing. And then we had the second day of June, and that was actually the day that the MVPs got selected. And all of a sudden, I received an email.
There it is. Great.
Yeah, there it is from the MVP Global Administrator. So that was pretty cool.
Can you tell us little bit about what you are doing in the community, in security community?
Of course, speaking on conferences, but I think my biggest community projects are the Azure vlog videos that
Look
I
at
produce.
that,
Yeah,
show us.
Yeah, here it is, the logo.
So cute.
Yeah, so I try to produce a Microsoft security video every 2 weeks on YouTube. So far, that's going pretty good.
Really
On
nice.
average, how long are you spending doing your videos? Do you edit your videos? What's the length of them? How much effort does it take to put together the content that you do?
Yeah, I produce them all by myself, and the length of the video is about 15 to 20 minutes. But in order to record, storyline it, produce it, etc., it's, I think, 2 or 3 evenings per video.
That's a lot of
That's
work.
amazing.
Yeah,
But it's so good. Yeah.
yeah, but
I really love your videos with the coffee things in it. He makes some shots that he is really actually making some coffee every video. It's really nice. Yeah.
yeah. So
So-
that are some of my hobbies that I try to combine over there. My love for cybersecurity and cloud, that's the content of the video. Producing and creating videos, which is one of my hobbies. And the other hobby is coffee. It actually has become a hobby due to my videos. When I started creating my YouTube videos, it was just a talking face. And I don't like watching a talking face for 20 minutes long. So I thought, what can I do to break up that video? So I had a thought with myself, and I thought that there's one thing that connects almost every person that works in the information technology, and that's coffee. So I started inserting B-roll sections of me pouring a cup of coffee in my videos. And
I think we all need that.
yeah,
The
actually,
lifeblood.
yeah, it actually became the signature of my YouTube channel. And when I now produce a video and I'm short on time and I don't insert that B-roll section, I get all kind of comments. Where is the coffee? I miss the coffee section.
Really, they're there for you and the coffee. The stuff about cybersecurity is just a bonus for them, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
coffee content.
But he also had what is behind you, Jeroen? Show us.
That.
Look at that. Yes.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay, so for those who are listening, we've got our people like sleeping in a little bed. Oh, how cute.
That's sweet.
That's my dog. He's called Google.
Hey, now Satya's gonna come after you.
Hey Google. Yeah, hey Google.
Yeah, that's that actually. It's kind of funny when we bought the dog. I was talking with my girlfriend, who, by the way, doesn't work in the IT. I said, "What should we call him?" And she directly, Google. I said, "No. We have all kind of devices here in the home. That's not a good idea. Let's use a more deprecated name like Skype." But it became Google.
C1. Yeah.
C1, yeah. Yeah, but you have a cat, which is also from the collection of search engines, Femke.
It's true. It's Bing.
It's
Yeah. So
okay, now I need to
funny.
get a
You have
copy
Google.
of
Yeah.
an AOL or I don't know, MSN Messenger or something to that effect.
You need something. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But Jeroen, tell us. I see a lot of stuff at your room. What is that all? What that you have behind you?
The
What is
light?
that all? The lights, and I see more things over there. is it all for your videos, or what is that?
Yeah, I try to automate as much as possible when creating my videos, and I want my videos to look professionally. So what I have over there, that's the nano leaf.
Mhm.
It's
It's
a
nice.
beautiful lamp. That's just for the background to make the shot nice. Over here, I have my rack with audio equipment. So I have a mixer in there, a Soundcraft UI24R, and a channel strip from DBX. And my microphone is running through that channel strip, and that makes it a little bit like a radio voice. Uh, so, so a little bit boost on the lows and the highs in the voice.
Nice.
Yeah,
I have a
what you
question about
there's
your
also a
microphone.
lot that you can't see right now, actually.
No.
The
He has
lights over
also
here, the
lights.
camera.
Yeah, and a real camera over there. Yeah, it's he's a pro. Really cool.
I was going to ask a question about your microphone. So I recently heard that like a baseball announcer's trick or like a sports announcer, they pronounce their P's and B's really well. So they hold a sheet of paper in front of their mouth until they can pronounce a P or a B without the paper moving. Have you done that? Or what is your trick? Or are microphones just that good these days that you have to worry about that?
Well, my trick is to not talk directly into the microphone, because that makes that sound. If you talk in an angle,
Mm.
it's much better. And
So
there is
getting that like
a little bit of fur on it that helps.
okay.
Yeah.
Super
Right.
curious. I was like, you have all the setup. I was like, what's the latest in microphones? And talk at an angle. Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, talk in an angle, which is the Femke is also doing it. I
Great. I
see.
was just about to say she is too.
Yeah.
Let's show me your nails, Azure. What do you have for the people that don't watch? I saw so many.
I like nails, so it's
Yeah,
a
I saw.
yeah. My
Love
my
it.
boyfriend, he when he first saw my nails, he's like, oh no, did you chip them already? Because there's the design where it's like half clear with the big glitter thing. I was like, oh no, it's just the style.
Sorry, Jeroen, for the women
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
We
No.
saw.
No. No problem. No problem.
Awesome.
This is a long time ago we saw each other, so
I
yeah.
know, yeah, it has been a while. I feel like we're taking a bit of like a summer break and everybody is a little bit busy right now. So it's really nice to
To be
reconnect.
back
And
here.
we
Yeah.
started a new role, Kat started a new role. So like everybody's doing their
Yeah,
thing. I think everybody's thriving. So that's all that matters. And
that's true. That's true. So, Jeroen, are there some events that you are up the next time? Are there some events that are coming that you are or working on, or things that in the community that happening in the upcoming months?
Well, of course, my videos every 2 weeks, a new video. So this is my week off. Next week, I need to produce a new video. And the first event that I'm going to attend is Experts Live Europe, which
Great,
is mid-September, I think,
great.
where is that going to be?
in Prague.
In Prague. Okay.
Prague.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
And you, Azure, do you have some events upcoming?
Oh, not really for me. I knew the summer was going to be a little bit hectic with getting the house ready and whatnot and the move. So for me, I'm just doing Power Platform Conference in October, which is going to be in Vegas, and then maybe next year we'll sign up for a few more. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's coming up August. We're pretty much 2 months out at this point from the conference, and it feels like it's
It's
barely
good.
towards us.
Yeah, but it's also good to have some break, right? It's good to have
Yeah,
some
no,
vacation.
it's been really nice. And so, and maybe you guys can relate as well. Somebody had put up a tweet recently that was like, I took the summer off from doing events, and I have to say it's been really nice just to have a break.
Mm.
If you are prepping for events, right, all the time, it's work on top of work. Like, and we do a lot in the community already. And
Mm.
conferences, I feel like you always have to be a little bit on as well when you're a presenter, which is great. But then I remember last year when I did Power Platform Conference, after sessions, people come up to you and they want to talk and they want to do a one-on-one, which is great. But it is a lot of energy that you end up, expending. Or there was even one day where I didn't even make any sessions because people just wanted to talk, which was great. So I was like, I think I need for right now, I'm totally cool being an attendee at places.
It's also fine sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So it's okay if I'm an attendee for a bit, and we'll do the one big conference at the end of the year. I did a virtual one earlier this year, and like a few small, like local kind of events. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna put the rest on hold, and then we'll wait until moving's done and everything else. We'll take a break, and then we'll get back at it. But I think at that time it's closer to the end of the year, so I get another break, and then we start 2024 fresh. So,
Focusing on the next year. Yeah.
which is fine. But I know you all can relate to, like, especially doing a lot of community work. We're always busy, so it's not as if
It is.
like a complete and utter break if you just stop doing events, right? You're producing your videos. You travel a lot right now with your job, Femke, so things just keep moving. Anyway, I think
Keep moving.
Selective about where you put your energies these days, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you just thought you were moving to a new house. Is everything going well?
Everything's going really great. So my house went on the market on Thursday, and it looks like we don't need to do any more showings as of yesterday. So might have an offer or a few. Actually,
Great.
Yeah, so things went way better than expected, to be honest. And I had left town for a hen party for a girlfriend of mine that I was hosting. And when I came back, my agent was like, "Yeah, we don't need to accept any more offers. I think we're good to go." So hopefully today will be we pick you for the house, and just slowly like moving things over to the new place. So did some packing maybe like 2 weekends ago. And I have less stuff than I thought I did, and I can't take furniture with me really, so it's going to be a really easy move.
Yeah.
Talking about houses, Jeroen, you have maybe a lot of things in your house, like Google stuff, or things you say we have more. Hey Google, do you have some stuff in house?
Yeah,
Activated.
I have some Google stuff in my house, but also Apple and all the vendors. But yeah, I like automating the house where possible. I'm using Home Assistant for that as some kind of orchestrator. From Home Assistant, I go to Google, I go to HomeKit for Apple. So I'm not bound to a ecosystem.
No, but what is the biggest thing you have? Sorry, because you are have a new house, right? Yeah. No, just something that you say. Okay, that's what I love the most.
What I love is my robot mower. It's actually quite nice sitting on the on the terrace in the garden and watching the robot mow the grass.
Oh, I heard something completely different. I heard robo malware, and I was like, what is that? Not a robo mower.
Mower. Sorry for my English.
No. It's early, and I haven't had my coffee yet, so.
Yeah, it's early. Yeah.
Wait, a robo mower. So how does this work? How big is it? Do you control it by remote? Is it on a schedule? Because I feel like a lot of people could benefit from one of those if they have a yard.
How does it work? It has a base station where it can charge, and it has the size of, let's say a 27-inch LCD screen, but a little bit deeper. And how does it work? You need to put a cable in the ground on the edge of the grass, and then it randomly runs within that perimeter. But it's quite fun to see.
I'm looking some up right now because I should have known that the robots would extend to lawnmowers, and this is the first time I'm ever hearing of one.
Yeah, that is
funny.
This is really cool. I had a question. So you use Apple, Google, whatever, like
Yeah, C-Wave, all the
home
things.
assistants, right?
Yeah.
One, how do you remember which ones respond to what, or have you centralized that? And also, how do you feel about using these tools, especially being somebody who works in cybersecurity and thinking about safety and hacking, right? I've heard different things about using a smart plug versus using what am I trying to say? I remember smart plug was one. I was looking at smart plug versus like a home assistant versus anything else. So how do you rectify all of that, or not rectify? How do you reconcile using these tools when there are so many potential risks to using them? At least maybe for the average consumer, and you've maybe beefed up your home network to make sure that.
Yeah, so I think it starts with my vision, and that is that everything that I use in my house should work autonomously.
Mhm.
So, for example, the lighting is all done with Philips Hue, um, and I use Home Assistant only as a orchestrator. I don't use Home Assistant for turning on lights when people click on switches. No, the switches directly are in the Philips Hue ecosystem. Um, and I only use Home Assistant to connect all those things together. So when Home Assistant does not work, everything still works in my house, but it's not orchestrated. Um, that's especially nice for the girlfriend who is not into that home automation as me. So when I'm traveling and the Home Assistant crashes or something, she can still turn on the lights. Um, from a cybersecurity perspective, yeah, I use the native tools that come with Home Assistant. I think it's Nebula Casa, I think it's called, to integrate with Google. And for Apple, it's all done locally. So I have a Apple TV at my television, which acts as hub, and that connects to my Home Assistant locally. My Home Assistant is not exposed to the internet. Um, when
Ah, okay.
when
That's
There we
great.
go.
yeah,
Mm.
Yes.
it's only with the cloud service of Home Assistant, that Nebula Casa, I think it's called. That's the only way it's connected to the internet. But
Okay.
there's no ports open to my Home Assistant server.
Okay. No, that makes total sense because I use Power Automate and haven't gotten into the realm of using Home Assistants for my home, only because there's so much information out there. It's like, how do you know what to do? How do you protect yourself? Right? Because I've heard people say, "Oh, somebody infiltrated my internet through my smart plug," and it's you read all the dangers of using
Yeah,
Home Assistants or what have you. So knowing how to protect yourself. So keeping everything in Home Assistant, not allowing anything access to the internet
yeah,
besides that. It's your method of doing it. Okay, no, that's
yeah,
very
and of course I have a next generation firewall in house, so the network traffic is protected. Um, so that's how I try to keep it secure.
okay. That's
Good
great.
one.
Thank you for that explanation. That makes it a little bit clearer, and maybe for some listeners
Yeah,
too. Because cybersecurity, I'm just like, I let the computer do its thing. I know Windows Defender or whatever we're calling it now is protecting me, so I'll just leave it at that.
another
How do
thing
you
which
get Home Assistant to talk to everything? So do you have to remember um, what things use Google or what things Hey Google, or Hey Siri, or do you have to remember which things are connected to which service?
yeah.
Okay.
So I can expose all my stuff in Home Assistant to both Google and HomeKit. But Google is way better as a assistant to talk to. Siri isn't that far yet, unfortunately. So when I talk to one of my devices, it's always Google.
Okay.
Mm.
what I like on HomeKit is that everyone here in the house is using a iPhone or I think an iPad. I can really quickly go to the let's say the virtual switches to turn on the coffee machine, for example. And
The
that's
coffee
where
machine. That's
I
amazing, right? So cool.
what that yeah that, keep in mind that I have a coffee machine with two boilers in it. I don't know if that's a English word actually,
No, I
but
think so.
It is.
it is okay. Great. It takes
Yes.
about 20 minutes to get the machine ready to pour a shot of coffee.
Okay.
So that's actually the first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning is my iPhone and turn on the coffee machine.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So
Then
it's a coffee
then I'm having a
machine?
shower and all stuff. And when I come downstairs, the machine is ready for a shot of espresso.
So everything you see, you think about, okay, can I automate this process?
Yeah.
So in your personal life, but also in security, on your daily work job, everything what you see is, okay, can I automate this, right?
Yeah, that's the fun. That's completely unnecessary but fun.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So with say your coffee maker, does your coffee maker, is it Wi-Fi enabled? How do
No.
you know? Okay, explain this. I want to hear about this. So how do you make your coffee maker turn on when it doesn't have, because you see smart appliances these days. So you've decided to take something that wasn't smart and make it smart. What was the process?
It's actually quite simple. Using a smart plug to turn it on and off.
All right. Simple as that.
It's simple as that, yeah. So that I like to pour my shots coffee manually. So I have a complete manual coffee machine with a hard power switch on it. So
Okay.
it's not a let's say virtual power switch. It's really hard. It cuts the power to the rest of the machine. So I leave that one on, and I have a smart plug in the socket. That enables me to turn on or off the coffee machine.
We're normally not like a product recommendation podcast,
No. But this is fun, right?
It's
Yeah.
fun. This is
I
fun.
actually-
You mentioned Home Assistant. Do you have any preferred brand of like smart plug that you use?
Well, I actually use the smart plugs from Fribado, which are Z-Wave plugs. And the reason
She's all in a new house. What?
Yes, right. Yes, I already
Bye,
told
bye,
I already told my boyfriend that I want to start, and he's like, "You can do whatever you want with the house, honey." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's right."
There we go.
Yeah, the smart plugs of Vibira are quite nice. They look good, but they also have a power measurement in it. So I know exactly how much power the coffee machine is consuming.
And how many coffee you drink on a day?
4 to 5 shots. Yeah, that's 4 to 5 shots of espresso.
I mean,
Nice.
to power that brain, it needs a lot of energy. So
Yeah. But if you are going to work with Home Assistant, I have some other cool stuff for you. There is a app of Home Assistant that you can install. I think it's available on both Windows, but also Mac.
okay.
And that brings a sensor in Home Assistant being your webcam, if it's turned on or off. And that's what I currently use to automatically turn on my lights when I have a Teams meeting or this session actually.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fun.
Yeah.
So every Teams meeting, when it just popped up and you got in a call or something like that, then your lights
The lights
are
are
going
turned on
on.
automatically. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do a lot with stuff, but you also do a lot in products. What are the things you're working on in products right now? Are there some things you can share what you're did the last weeks or the last
Oh
months?
yeah, sure, no problem. So at Wortel we have a MXDR, a SOC as a service, and we try to run that at scale. In order to run that at scale, we have developed a in-house tool called Videra, and it allows us to manage the SOC at scale. So that's where the automatic triaging of incidents is in, but also automatic respond on the incidents and a single pane of view to see the cybersecurity status of all our customers, etc. So that's where I work on a daily basis on as a product owner. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago when I wrote the first lines of code for that application.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool. But nowadays I'm just the product owner. I have a team that develops the code.
How many
They're
people
better
are
in it
that?
than me. Sorry,
How many people are that?
9.
No,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
so it's a nice agile team
Cool.
with the best nerds you can think of.
Really cool. Nice. Do you have some questions, Azure, for Jeroen that you want to ask, or do you want more product review?
So
Your home?
we've talked about your hobbies. Do you have anything else that you do outside of work at this point? Like, what do you do for if you're like exercise? What is your sport of choice? What else do you do outside of work and family?
Walking with the dog. Now I should exercise actually. I'm actually currently at the point where I'm thinking of getting a subscription on a gym, which is actually needed. The only sports I do, which is 1 week a year, that's downhill skiing in Austria.
Okay. And so downhill skiing, does that require any practice of sort, or you just show up and be like, "I'm here and we're gonna ski"? Do you
No,
remember your moves from the year before?
I'm already doing it from when I was a 9-year-old boy.
Okay.
So I'm quite used to it. But if you haven't done any downhill skiing before and you go to the mountains, I would recommend taking an instructor with you. I see a lot of people who think, "Well, it's
I
just
can do that."
going down. We can do that," and they end up in hospital.
Yeah, I've gone skiing maybe 2 or 3 times. We have maybe like 2 hours north of me there, and actually, I would say within like a 4 hour radius, there are a fair amount of like ski resorts and whatnot. So, once a year, so some friends and I'll get together for the day and buy, a pass just to go ski or snowboard. I haven't tried the snowboarding aspect yet, and it is a lot of fun. You don't realize how many different parts of your body that you actually use until you get off the slopes and you're like, why is my whole entire body sore? I thought I was really just using my legs. Nope, it's everything.
Yeah, I tried snowboarding once, but that didn't end up that well.
Why not?
Easier because, people say it's easier because you don't have to worry about like the poles, like 2 poles and 2 skis. You just have the one board. But I don't know if I feel like if you learn how to balance, in 2 directions.
I feel more balanced on skis. Let's say that. Now, when I tried snowboarding, I felt so much. I had pain in parts of my body where I didn't know I could feel pain. So that was 3 days, and then I decided, let's go back skiing.
My favorite part is the lift. So when I went skiing in February for like a day, and they have all the little kids, right? That they're in little ski school and they're wearing their little vests and they're like yay high. And my friend and I got each time we were going on the lift, we had to take they asked if we would be okay, like taking children with us to a buddy to go up the lift. And we had one little boy who he was just like, you know what? They didn't give us enough hot chocolate here. He couldn't have been more than like 4 or 5. And he's like, and the mac and cheese was not great, but the chicken fingers, you should get the chicken fingers. And we're like, okay, kid, like, we needed to get lunch anyway. Thanks for sampling all the food first. He's like, just don't eat the mac and cheese. And we're like, okay, we won't eat the mac and cheese.
That's funny.
Kids are too funny. And then a friend who was ahead of me, she got 2 sisters. I think they were friends. And they had made up this really intricate story about how they were like long lost sisters and their father had passed away and there was a fire in the house and everything. And when she got off the lift, she's like, I think those kids, they played a joke on me. I was like, I think they did too. And they like ran off. Random, not really related to me, but the lift itself was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always fun listening to those little childs in the lift. The most amazing stories.
Do you have children, Jeroen?
Yeah,
Do you have
you know that. Since December, I became a daddy of a small little girl called Fenna,
Really great.
which actually means peace in Frisian, I think it's called.
How's it going?
Sorry?
Oh, I was asking, how's it going? Like adjusting to being a new parent?
Yeah, it's actually quite good. She's doing really well. At this moment, she is strolling around the ground and so many new impressions and stuff. And yeah, it's so fun to see her growing up.
So she's 8 months now then?
Yeah, 8 months. Yes. Yeah, it's really nice, and she's making a lot of noise nowadays. She's learning how to use her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? She might be a podcaster yet, or she's taking after dad and is going to have video series. And there's
You are inspiration.
Right?
Yes.
There's a tradition in Korean culture, or I can't remember. I think it's the baby's first year of life, if I'm remembering correctly. But they put different things in front of the baby, like, you know, if you do money, like you're going to be rich. A pencil might mean education. You're going to be a teacher, whatever the case is. You have to lay things out now, like that as and be like, maybe she'll go for the microphone or the computer or.
Well,
Yeah, do that and let us know. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I can tell you. Things that she like really much is the watch.
Oh,
I
from
have
the
an Apple
time.
Watch, and I need to turn on water mode as soon as she is with me, because when she's with me directly, her hands go to the watch, and she wants to touch it. And that was the first time. It was actually quite funny because she cancelled all kind of invites that I had in my agenda.
She said, "You don't need that, Dad. Like we're gonna have fun today."
I'm here
No
now.
need.
Just cancel it. Yeah.
So
Cool.
sweet. Aw.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's
great.
really nice to see her growing up and exploring the world.
Yeah.
In a few months, he's walking around there. And you say, hey, you need to go away right now because I'm in a meeting. Or come with us and sit down here. Yeah.
You're gonna be in the meeting too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be an interesting part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, kids growing up with technology today absolutely fascinates me. I had an old boss at a job several years ago whose daughter, was maybe 2 or 3 at the time. And because she had an iPad and she knew how to like swipe to get things, she didn't quite understand the concept of like a magazine when she had one in front of her. And so the motions which she was using to swipe weren't quite, working out the same way. And she's like, I realized I should probably give her more paper things so that she can learn how to do that. But yeah, like, kids emulating like their parents being on the phone, or I saw a little girl over the weekend who was carrying around like a fake like cell phone for kids, and she held it just like mommy was holding
This
it.
is my,
This is my
putting
thing.
your,
Yeah, that's she is really impersonating, or kids are really impersonating the parents. That's what you see a lot. We try to balance the technology usage of the baby, she's so young. I think it's better for her to explore the world by just feeling on stuff, and instead of just having
Looking
a lot
on
of
an
screen
iPad.
time.
Yeah, no, that makes total
Agree.
sense.
So
What is
Yeah.
your favorite toy right now besides the watch?
besides the watch, her favorite toy, I think it's I don't know what's called in English. A child's mill, I think it's called. It's a device where you can rotate stuff, and then it makes a
Oh
sound.
yeah. So it's like metal wires with like different. Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We have those too. I actually don't know what those are called here. We see them in the dentist and the doctor's office. I remember as a kid, but I don't actually remember what they're called. Those were so clutch.
Yeah, and I remember the moment a friend of my girlfriend gave it as present to her. I was thinking, that thing looks really ugly.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
now you have your.
it became her favorite thing. So
That's always. I thought I'm never gonna buy something with color because I really hate a lot of color in my home. But when you walk in my home right now, color.
yeah,
I mean, you've definitely got
Yeah.
color in the background there with your
Yeah.
lights, and I'm really
It is.
loving the
But
evolution.
my
of it.
house was the same as your house a few
So
years ago.
And one of my coworkers commented, he's like, "You're very neutral." I was like, "Actually, no. There is a wall that is green over here." Let me take my camera out. Is that the right way? Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a green. You just can't see it on camera, and I tend to have like one wall, like a color blocked wall in a room. So like in my bedroom, I did a like a strip that outlines the bed and kind of made a canopy, and that's like a dark ocean blue and hung a painting, in the middle of it. So
Nice.
it's just for me, I feel like if I were to paint an entire room like one color, it might feel like a little overwhelming or a little smaller. So I go for like one wall. Just happens to be off camera. Also, it saves me from having to paint an entire room. Just like one visual interest. Go for low effort, high reward.
Yeah,
Nice.
we always have a lot of discussion in house over here with my girlfriend about the colors on the wall. I want to have everything white because that gives me it's peaceful, it's rest. I like that. But she then wants one wall a color. Oh, we can have so much discussion about that. No, just keep it white. No, I want to have it green. No, white. At one moment, I said, well, let's make it green. But if it's terrible, we're going to make it white again. So she painted that wall green, and it was a really bright color of green.
What kind of green?
No, not that green, but a little bit darker.
Okay.
And we both agreed, well, that was not a good choice, so we made it white again.
White again.
I remember at one point when I lived in another place, I was trying to decide because the walls needed I had moved into a place, the walls needed fresh coat of paint, and was looking at like some neutrals to put on the wall, and I grabbed from the hardware store probably like 10 paint swatches, and when you lined them up on the wall, you're like, all these colors look exactly the same. You might as well just pick one and put it on the walls.
Great.
Too many decisions to make. I'm like, give me like two choices. I panic picked like the gray that's on my walls right now when I had my basement painted, and the contractor, he was like, okay, we're gonna go to the hardware store, we're gonna go get the paint, like pick a color. And I was like, and so I just closed my eyes and just like picked one, and I was like, that's the best way to make decisions these days. Just panic.
Yeah, it's actually quite easy. White is always a nice color.
Always good.
Yeah. It'll always match with everything. So
yeah. Here's the interesting part. I often also look at other YouTubers, and some have a really dark background, gray, black, that kind of colors. And last time I was thinking, it's actually quite nice, but it's such a big contrast with white.
Yeah,
But
it is.
you're like, it looks nice for them, not for me.
Yeah, but what the thing is, I think on the background of the video, it looks really nice. But yeah,
In real life, sitting there
yeah,
working.
with the
Yeah.
Dutch weather, often it rains and it's a little dark outside, and then having a dark wall. Yeah.
So in that case, you hang up a curtain rod with a white sheet or a white curtain and you just pull it across.
Yeah.
Home tips by
Might be a solution. Yeah.
You do something with automation, like open back.
Okay, you know what?
I haven't automated the curtains yet. No,
There
those
you go.
those are
Next thing you
completely
have
manual.
got that in.
Work
Okay,
on
so
work
we're
on
gonna
it.
get some
Yeah.
ideas for the next
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing research for that, but it's currently quite expensive to automate them. So
The only automation that I've seen, at least for like window treatments, are like blinds, and and they are quite expensive. The only like more reasonably priced alternative I've seen is IKEA, and they have a home assistant that you can use as well.
Yeah.
Set them a timer. But I was looking for automated curtain something or other, maybe like a year or two ago, and if it wasn't expensive, it was using these little automated like motors to like pull your curtains closed, but the reviews were like a mixed bag. And you're like, sometimes they get stuck on the curtain rod, or if your curtain is too heavy, it won't, fit. So we try to do like an independent rather than like a system. Doesn't seem to be yet robust, but that was a year and a half ago. So if you find anything,
and often those systems work with a battery. I actually would like to have it working just on the current, so I don't have to switch batteries or charge them, because all of a sudden you get used to it, opening and closing the curtains automatically, and all of a sudden the curtain is not closing anymore, and then you have to charge a battery before you can close them. So
that's one thing with a lot of electronics. I've been looking at different lighting to like go underneath the cabinet or what have you, because it's not pre-installed. And I think that's one of the disadvantages that I don't like, because I'm not even that great with charging my phone. I work from home and my phone is chronically on like 20%. So it's I feel like I would be the kind of person that would forget to charge my curtains, and everything else. So.
What world are we living in? I forget to charge my curtains.
Not leaving the house so much, right? So having gone fully remote, there's a plug within 5 feet anyway. At some point, it doesn't excuse why is my phone on 15%? Because I should have it plugged in at some point. But same thing with my watch, like my Garmin watch. When it dies, it dies. I don't look at low battery and be like, I should charge this. It'll be like, oh, it's dead. I guess it's time to charge.
I sometimes have that with my phone. I'm using a wireless charger, and it's and sometimes I go to bed and just put my phone on the charger, and I think it's all okay. And then the morning when I wake up, I came to the conclusion that it was not put perfectly on the charger.
Oh, I didn't realize they were that specific.
Yeah. I'm not using a official Apple wireless charger, so it might be that is the problem. I think Apple uses them with a magnetic in them. I'm just using a IKEA thing.
Jeroen, can you share us your cup of coffee right now so people can find you on YouTube or so?
That's just
more to
search
the camera. So people can. Oh no, it doesn't work.
It's
right?
not focusing.
Yeah, no, not focusing.
Just search for Azure vlog, and then you will find my channel on YouTube.
Oh, you need in there, Azure. It's your vlog,
right?
Yeah.
Beautiful name, by the way.
Yeah.
found your channel, and we will put it in the show notes so
Yes.
that people can easily find you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so
That's
much.
great.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Really nice. See you all again, and hopefully see you next time.
Sooner rather than later. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody's having a nice summer.
Follow Jeroen on Azure vlog.
Of course, follow Azure and Femke.
I like this. Friends helping friends. Follow.
Can we make a...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you for joining us.
See you all later.
Yes, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Have a good
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.
Bye.